Pop quiz. What was the most terrifying predator of the Jurassic? T-Rex? Buzz? Wrong era. Allosaurus? Getting warmer. But still a hard pass. The real answer? A flea. Wait, hold up. Did I just say a flea? I'm not talking about that microscopic speck making your dog miserable. I'm talking about a monster nearly the size of your pinky finger. This thing was an absolute unit, equipped with a mouth like a medieval torture device. Picture this. A massive dinosaur is fast asleep. This parasite crawls up its flank and starts drilling. We're talking about a biological oil rig from hell, boring into prehistoric hide to chug blood like it's at an open bar. Sounds insane, right? Well, Mother Nature has a dark sense of humor, and she loves a good tank build. Meet Pseudopulex. The name literally means pseudo-flea, but trust me, it was a total nightmare for anything with scales. It was the ultimate parasite, deleted from the server millions of years ago, but its legacy is pure horror. If you want to know exactly how this parasitic beast terrorized the kings of the earth, drop a 1 in the comments right now. This sounds like a straight-up horror flick, but the nightmare actually begins with a rock. The year was 2012, China. Paleontologists digging in the Jiulongshan formation unearthed a tiny fossil. The date on the receipt? Roughly 165 million years ago. At first glance, it's just another bug. But then they grabbed the calipers. 22.8 millimeters. Wait, that's nearly an entire inch long. Still not shaking in your boots? Let's run the numbers for a second. A modern flea, the kind currently driving your dog insane, is about 2 millimeters long. This thing, 10 times the size, nearly 50 times the weight. That's not a flea. That's an absolute unit of the parasite world. It's the difference between a house cat and a freaking Bengal tiger. When scientists leaned in closer, they practically had to double-check their notes. What the hell is this? A flea, the size of your pinky finger, thriving in the Jurassic. Nature clearly flipped the hardcore switch on this build. So, what's your take? Is this the ultimate prehistoric bloodsucker, or is this just an evolutionary glitch in the Matrix? Drop a 1 if you think it drank dinosaur blood for breakfast. Drop a 0 if you think science is still chasing ghosts. But that massive size? That's just the teaser trailer. The real nightmare fuel, the stuff that actually gives scientists the chills, is its architecture. Pseudopulex wasn't sleek or aerodynamic like the fleas bugging your dog today. Nope, nature went the complete opposite direction here. This thing was flattened from top to bottom. Think bedbug. Think tick. A literal biological pancake engineered for one thing: maximum surface contact. It didn't just sit on its host, it hugged it. And then there's the armor. Its entire body was bristling with stiff, backward-facing hairs. Spiky, grabby, utterly obnoxious. Imagine thousands of microscopic Velcro hooks pointing the wrong way. Once this thing anchors into the skin, good luck. Shaking it off was basically a pipe dream. But wait, it gets worse. The legs. They were long, spindly, but lethal. Each one was tipped with a massive, curved claw. These weren't looking for a soft spot or a gap in the armor. They just hooked straight onto dinosaur scales and locked in. This isn't just some random bug. This is the tank build of the prehistoric parasite meta. It was precision engineered to latch, lock, and refuse to be evicted. But there's a glitch in the design, a weird detail, something that every single modern flea on Earth has. But Pseudopulex? Nature just patched it out. But here's the absolute kicker. The plot twist that changes everything. Modern fleas are famous for one thing, the jump. Those tiny terrors have back legs like literal hydraulic pistons. They can launch themselves 200 times their own body length in a heartbeat. It's one of the most insane biological flexes on the planet. But Pseudopulex? Absolute zero. No hops, no liftoff, no rocket legs in this build. Its back legs were just legs. Long, thin, spindly, grabby, but completely missing the launch mechanism. What does that mean for our prehistoric protagonist? It means it couldn't just teleport onto its host. It had to hoof it. Picture this. A parasite the size of your pinky finger, slowly, methodically scaling the side of a sleeping dinosaur like a rock climber from hell. Claws hooking into every single scale. Thorns locking in like gaff hooks. No jumping, no frantic scurrying, just the climb. One agonizing step at a time. Sounds weird, right? A flea that can't jump? It's like a fighter jet with no engines. But that's just the odd part of the story. Because the thing that truly transforms this bug into a Jurassic nightmare, it's the hardware inside its face. But everything truly turns into a horror movie when you look at the hardware in its face. This isn't a normal mouth. It's a massive proboscis, a specialized, armor-piercing drinking straw. In the species Pseudopulex magnus, this straw is over 1/5 of its entire body length. Hard to wrap your head around? Imagine if your tongue was as long as your entire arm, but instead of a soft tongue, it's a serrated syringe. We're talking 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth running down both sides. It's a miniature, biological hacksaw. So when this thing bites, it doesn't just poke the skin, it saws through it. It grinds through the tough, leathery hide. It hacks through the flesh. Then, it jams that pipe deep into the wound and starts chugging. It's a living, breathing, serrated needle. A literal Jurassic vampire. Nature clearly wasn't in a mercy mood when it cooked up this design. But the real question, the one that keeps paleontologists up at night, is how much blood are we talking about? Because when scientists analyzed the next fossil in the record, they realized this thing wasn't just sipping for survival. It was treating its host like a 24/7 all-you-can-eat buffet. Wait, hold up. How do we actually know it was a blood-chugging monster? Time to play some Paleo CSI. See, paleontologists don't have security footage, no eyewitnesses, no DNA samples from a fresh crime scene. All they have are stones. But fossils? Fossils don't lie. First, look at the hardware. That mouth. Long, tapered, serrated. It's a precision tool designed for one job, piercing heavy-duty hide. But the smoking gun is actually in the legs. They're long and spindly, sure, but they're packed with hooks as sharp as a fisherman's gaff. Why? Because when you're drilling a hole into a multi-ton beast that might start thrashing, you do not want to be evicted. You want to be locked in. Now, let's reconstruct the crime scene. It's a Jurassic night. The air is thick and humid, heavy with the scent of rotting ferns and damp earth. A massive dinosaur is powering down. It's breathing heavy and rhythmic. Then, thud. A tiny shadow lands on its flank. Those hooks bite deep into the gaps between the scales. The serrated syringe deploys. The drill goes down. The blood starts flowing. And this little freak? It starts chugging like it's at an open bar. It's a terrifying image. But the real question, the one that's even crazier, is this. If this nightmare existed, who exactly was on the menu? Who was the unlucky host big enough to feed a flea the size of a thumb? Wait up. If this thing was a blood chugger, how did it actually hunt? Time to flip the switch to Paleo CSI mode. We don't have GoPro footage. We don't have a Jurassic body cam. All we have is cold, hard logic and a pile of fossils. Let's piece the puzzle together. The flattened body, the long legs with serrated hooks, The mouth parts that look like a biological drill bit? This isn't the kit of a pursuit predator. This is a stealth assassin ambush build. Picture the scene. A Jurassic midnight. The forest is pitch black. The air is thick with humidity and the heavy scent of rotting ferns. A massive dinosaur thunders through the leaf litter. And somewhere, perched on a tree trunk, an absolute unit of a flea is waiting. It doesn't fly, it just clings. A short drop. Thud. The leg hooks slam into the hide. The drill bit mouth deploys and bites deep. The blood starts pumping. The dinosaur might feel a twitch. It might shake its flank. But that tiny monster, it's already locked in. Ghost mode, on. Buffet mode, engaged. On. Which brings us to the ultimate question. If this thing was the hunter, who exactly was the unlucky titan on the menu? Pop quiz. A thumb-sized flea in the age of titans. Who exactly was on the hit list? The dinosaurs? Maybe. But hold up. Dinosaur hide isn't exactly like your golden retriever's back. It's thick. It's rugged. In some spots, it's basically biological Kevlar covered in armored scales. So, did that serrated syringe have the specs to breach the hull? The answer? Potentially. But dinosaurs weren't the only ones on the server back then. Scientists took a long, hard look at the fossils and the surrounding biome, and they realized something juicy. Beside the classic scaly giants, we had feathered dinosaurs and the early ancestors of birds. Think about it. Soft skin, thick feathers for cover, a high-octane blood supply, the perfect buffet. It's simple logic. What do modern fleas crave? Heat, fur, feathers. That meta has been live for 150 million years. Evolution found a winning strategy and just stuck with it. So, here's the most likely scenario. A feathered dino trots past a tree. An ancient bird dozes on a nearby branch. And from the shadows, a blood-chugging vampire bug drops. Grab, drill, chug. But here is the catch. This is still just our best working theory. We don't have GoPro footage from the Jurassic. We wasn't there to see the crime go down. And if you think this story is already wild enough, just wait until you see what happened to this monster next. But wait, hold up. There's a massive glitch in the Matrix that most people completely miss. Pseudopulex might not actually be a flea. I know. It sounds like a flea. It chugs blood like a flea. It's got pulex, Latin for flea, right there in the name. Sound. But when scientists started looking under the hood, they noticed some seriously weird red flags. The beta build problems. Problem 1, scale. Modern fleas, tiny, practically dust with legs. This thing, it was a 2-centimeter absolute unit. In the world of parasites, that's not a bug, that's a boss fight. Problem 2, 0 hops. No biological springs. No hydraulic pistons. No rocket legs. That jump meta that defines every flea you've ever met, it didn't even exist yet. That patch wouldn't drop for another tens of millions of years. So, what exactly are we looking at? Some researchers are calling it. They think Pseudopulex wasn't a true flea at all. It was an ancient relative, an evolutionary beta build. Nature was basically running a stress test. Evolution cooked up this high-damage, heavy armor parasite, ran the simulation for a few million years, and then it patched it out, deleted from the server. It was a dead-end branch on the tree of life, a terrifying experiment that didn't make the final cut. But that leaves us with one massive, lingering question. If this heavy tank build was a failure, what replaced it? And how did we end up with the tiny, jumping ninjas that are terrorizing your cat today? Wait, hold up. Think we've finally cracked the code on this monster? Not even close. The truth is, We're still basically flying blind. Nobody has ever found one of these things perfectly preserved in amber. No one's ever caught it mid-sip. All we have are flat-pack fossils' crushed outlines pressed into ancient stone. From those few distorted imprints, scientists have to play a game of Paleo CSI on nightmare difficulty. The list of unknowns is massive. How long did it live? Where did it stash its eggs? What did the larva even look like? 0 clues. But there's an even bigger mystery lurking in the shadows. Why did it vanish? Nature spent millions of years perfecting this blood-chugging tank build. A literal heavy armor vampire bug designed to dominate. And then, one day, it just got deleted from the server. Total extinction. A new meta took over. The bugs got smaller, faster. They traded raw power for rocket-powered legs. But just imagine for a second, what if evolution never dropped that patch? What if this giant build was still live? You might be reaching down to scratch an itch on your ankle right now, only to realize a parasite the size of your pinky finger is just settling in for its all-you-can-eat buffet. And then, it vanished. No warning, no clear paper trail. Pseudopulex, deleted from the server. But why? Why did the ultimate parasite go offline? No one is 100% sure, but we have some leads. Theory 1. The host update. The dinosaurs changed. Their skin got tougher. Their feathers evolved. The environment shifted. Suddenly, the old buffet was closing its doors, and the giant vampire couldn't find a seat at the table. Theory 2. The meta shifted. Evolutionary competition entered the lobby. Smaller parasites started appearing. They were faster, stealthier. They realized they didn't need a 2-centimeter absolute unit body to win. They just needed to be tiny, to jump like a rocket, to latch on before the host even knew they were there. So, nature did what it always does. It pushed a massive patch. The modern flea was born, small as a speck of dust, but launching like a biological missile. And the ancient monster? That tank build was just too clunky for the new world. Game over. But just take a second to really think about it. 150 million years ago, a vampire bug the size of your pinky finger was out there, drilling into dinosaur hide with a prehistoric power saw. Absolute nightmare fuel. And the scariest part of this whole story? This isn't some big-budget sci-fi script. It actually happened. But wait. One final thought. If nature once coded a finger-long vampire bug, how many other evolutionary monstrosities have been permanently deleted from the server? Evolution isn't gentle. It's a relentless, high-stakes laboratory. It experiments, it buffs, it nerfs, and sometimes it cooks up absolute grade-A nightmare fuel. Pseudopulex? That was just a failed build, a glitch in the matrix that didn't survive the update. But its story is a chilling reminder. Nature is playing the ultimate long game. And us? We've barely made it past the tutorial level. If you're into these kinds of evolutionary deep dives, hit subscribe. Because believe me, the next creatures on the hit list, they make this giant flea look like a playground pet.